Lions have moved the ball so well on offense through the last couple games. Inside they go to Mert Faladze, and he's on the board first. Both teams, a lot of positional size. Gonzaga loves to get out and go in transition.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be a key tonight for LMU. Even on made baskets, Trey, the Zags love to push. Great first possession, by the way, by the Lions with Mert Faladze scoring easily.
Here's EK. Could be the West Coast Conference Player of the Year, missing that shot from the wing. Porter has the rebound. Porter coming off a double-double, 22 and 13, playing with a lot of confidence, especially on this floor. He also had a 27-point effort in a victory against Wyoming at the Cancun Challenge, where he was MVP. Stone Carrawell, six-year product from Charlotte. Both these teams have veteran leaders leading the way. Will Johnson's another one, the Aussie at the point guard spot. 5 on the shot clock for Porter. Going to drive it, and he's fouled. Ben Gregg getting his fourth start in there at 6'10", trying to check Porter.
Now, for LMU, on offense, having patience and poise, Porter puts it to the deck. He sees a lane to get there. And, Trey, he does it with just 4 seconds remaining on the shot clock. This comes after the Mert Faladze basket in the paint. So this is what you like to see for the Lions, getting into the painted area early.
Let's take a look at our Raising Cane's keys for LMU, Bill.
Yeah, so auspicious starts, okay? You're undefeated when you lead at the half. You also have to start the second half well, and you've got to own the glass. That's going to be paramount tonight for the Lions to get it done.
Porter has had some monster games. The most complete game probably OSU in terms of what he did against really good competition. And Stan Johnson said, look, he's still learning the game. He feels he can get a lot better. Good start for LMU, up 4-0. Caleb Battle banks one home from 3. He only shoots at 33% out there. It'll count. It'll look good on the score sheet. It's 4-3.
He's a Jersey guy. If he made that in the schoolyard, he would definitely claim he called it glass.
They might run him off the court to say maybe come back tomorrow. But it does look good on the scoreboard, no doubt about it. Porter is cut off. Here's Stone Carrawell on the wing against Hickman. He's been a consistent scorer of late. He travels here as the Lions turn it over. Now Gonzaga, known for their offense, but they can lock you up defensively as well. Team shooting just 41% against them.
Yeah, and to amplify the glass, Trey, LMU 5-0 when they own the glass, 2-6 when they don't. 2-0 when they're tied, so that'll be big this evening.
There you see the opponent field goal percentage. This is a team that loves to get it into the paint offensively. Hickman, their top outside threat, has it poked away out of bounds, and it's going to the Lions. So far, the intensity on the defensive end has been good. That's a focal point for Stan Johnson.
Right. And it's similar to Oregon State the other night, Trey. Regardless of the opposition, you've got to bring it. Defense is portable, and the Lions showing that early.
82-61 win on Thursday. They jumped out to a 10-2 start in the victory over the Beavers here on this floor. Johnston, a scoring point guard, picked up by Nemhard, one of the best points in the country. And Stone Carrawell lost another one. Battle in transition. Johnston trying to get back to the step through. Misses on it, though. Here comes LMU the other way. Johnston murked the trailer and had it stripped from behind. Might have been better served to shoot there. Battle picked his pocket.
When you see 4 blue in front of you, you know there's one trailing. A couple of early turnovers here by LMU.
Nemhard leads the nation in assists and banks that one home. Couple bank shots for the Zags, a 5-4 lead.
Yeah, so crafty, gets to his spot there, uses the glass beautifully, well done.
Gonzaga in an NCAAB best 67-8 on the road since the 16-17 season. They're very comfortable at home and have done a great job in this conference through the years. Johnston, pull up from about 10 feet off the back iron, battle the rebound, they're off and running. This is where they're tough. Makes and misses, they push it. Hickman to Nemhard, the trailer. Misses on the 3. Battle for the ball underneath. It'll go to LMU. 3 turnovers last 2 minutes for the Lions. 1-point lead as McBride will come in for Asanza. Stone Carrawell takes a seat, and Jan Vide is on the floor.
Well, certainly Vide has been a boon for the Lions. Of course, Porter does a little bit of everything. So many things that he contributes do not show up in the box score.
Vide, 6'6" point guard, the UCLA transfer. A unicorn in a lot of ways with his ability in the mid-range game. Porter pulls up from 15 feet, won't go, and the rebound pulled down by Ike. He leads them in rebounding, almost 7 per game. Dominant left-hander, Wyoming transfer. He's got it here from the free throw line area, knocks it down. So smooth for a big man at 6'9" and 250.
Yeah, good recovery by LMU on the pick and roll trade. He knew to stop and pop. Well done by the big man at 6'9".
Johnston for 3. He had a nice game against OSU with 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists, and he drains one there to tie this one up. And we've got in free throws made per game and points in the paint. They're 8th in the nation. They get 43 per game. That's a focal point for LMU and their defense. Ben Gregg stepped on the end line, LMU ball, and then they throw it away. Here comes Ike the other way for the Zags. Backing down against McBride. Spinning, and the turn and the bucket. At 6'9" against 6'6", he is so good when he gets it there on the block. 3 on the way, off the mark for Merkviladze. Looking and pushing. Ike running the floor and lays it in, and credit Nembhard with the feed, spotted him. The national leader, the floor general in assists, 11-7.
A gorgeous, perfect pass, Nembhard to Ike in transition.
Vide off balance, throws up an air ball. Bulldogs at their best, pushing the pace. Ike the trailer. Over to Nembhard. Senior from Ontario, Canada. Step back, 15-footer. In and out. Ike the rebound. And a foul called here on Porter. Trying to check him there.
Now for LMU, you've got to clean up the turnover situation. And, of course, you've got to keep Ike off the offensive glass. He averages 2 offensive rebounds a game. Now, for Porter, of course, his brother plays for the Nuggets, and then Michael Malone says frequently, the head coach at Denver, it's difficult to beat yourself and the opponent on the same night. So you want to clean up your basketball possessions.
How about this? So Gonzaga turning it over on the inbounds. Dusty Stromer, who just checked in, along with Ajayi. Stromer stepping out of bounds, and it's LMU basketball. 3 turnovers for the Zags, 4 for LMU here in the early stages of this one. Vide. Vide on the drive. Vide with the left hand, not there. May have been altered a little bit. Braden Huff the rebound. He's off the bench. The Zags play 8 strong. Gregg, Huff, and Stromer all very productive off the pine. Here's Stromer, the Sherman Oaks kid, with the basketball. Stepping in the passing lane, Stone Carrawell the steal against Hickman, and he misses the lay-in. Tough break there. Good defense to get it started. And that's deflected by Stone Carrawell, active with his hands here. Let's check in with Nikki.
Well, at that last timeout, Coach Johnson's message to the team heavily emphasizing getting back on transition, boxing out, and speaking with Coach Romar, who has all too much familiarity with Mark Few, he said with a team like Gonzaga, you cannot make mistakes. You have to be sound.
Yeah, they really can hurt you. They break a lot like the North Carolina traditional fast break. They've got the secondary part of that that's tough to stop as well. Here's Ajayi, the Pepperdine transfer on the move against Porter, his former teammate, and they're going to count it.
Yeah, so Asanza challenging Ajayi, and it's a goaltending violation. So you love the aggressiveness from Asanza, trying to protect the paint, protect the basket.
6-0 run now for the Bulldogs. Porter on the drive. Banker won't go. Asanza trying to grab it. Porter has it in the paint. Javon taking it strong, and he is fouled on the floor. Porter and Ajayi. Ajayi, the teammate under Romar with Porter, led the West Coast Conference in scoring last season.
Yeah, so we see Porter with the grit and determination here, working in the paint. LMU just shooting 22%, Trey, 2 of 9 to start out here. See if they can get some high-quality shots for their best players.
Stone Carrawell has been the most consistent scorer of late for the Lions. Porter on the wing against Stromer. Size matchup difference here. Step back 3. Off the mark. Out of bounds. It's going to stay with LMU. It was off of Nembhard.
You know, Trey, when you think about it, 2 years ago, LMU beat Georgetown, Wake Forest and St. Mary's in overtime, BYU and beat Gonzaga at their place. As we get a look at Coach Johnson, of course, last season an injury-plagued campaign for the Lions.
Yeah, they beat Gonzaga up there in Spokane, thanks to Cam Shelton, the go-ahead bucket in that one a couple years ago. 19-win season. Amy for three, short. And the shooting woes continue. 2 for 11 from the field for the Lions here against Mark Few's team.
Yeah, so LMU is struggling here offensively. Do not let that affect your defense. Strive to turn over the Zags, get some easy looks in transition, one possession at a time.
Braden Huff, the left-hander against Asanza, nothing doing with the big guy in front of him. Nemhard picked up by MJ Amy. Huff for three. And it bounces out. Asanza the rebound. Huff has struggled from out there, just 22% this season. Vide lobs it for Porter amongst the trees, lays it in. 3 Bulldogs there. A good pass from Vide.
Excellent dish. That could get Porter going.
Huff misses from 2-point range this time. Stone Carrawell the rebound. 3 on the way. No. And going up high to get the rebound. Good rebound from Dusty Stromer. Numbers for the Zags. Ajayi. Stromer blocked by Porter from the backside, but they're going to call the foul. Had a good look at it, but he picks up his second right there.
Yeah, so you love the effort by Porter. Rear-view mirror defense here. And you talked about the secondary break by Gonzaga, Trey, and good call by the officials.
Yeah, good idea there, but I think bringing the hand all the way down, the reason, if he just left the hand up there, it would have been a good block.
Yeah, and it's just one of those scenarios that you commend Porter for the transition defense. Getting back, but Stromer heading to the line.
Notre Dame prep kid from Sherman Oaks, 6'6" sophomore, and he's been productive off the bench, 6 points this season. He had a start against UCLA. Tough loss for them against the Bruins at the Intuit Dome this year.
Yeah, this is a team in Gonzaga that easily could be 14-1, right? Just a couple of possessions separating 11-4 and 14-1. And you know, Trey, they had a couple of games with gaps in the schedule, right? So they lost to Kentucky in overtime up in Seattle, lost to UConn at the Garden, and then UCLA, as you mentioned here locally, all those games a week apart. Tough to get your rhythm in that scenario.
You can kind of get into a lull a little bit. 3 free throws there from Stromer, though, after he was fouled. And here's some pressure in the backcourt. Will Johnston now on the floor, handling the point guard duties. Stone Carrawell ahead to Merkviladze. Asanza was open for a moment. They rotate the ball out front instead. Nearing the 12-minute mark first half. 7-point advantage for the visitors from Spokane. Stone Carrawell, 15-footer, got it. Stone Carrawell so confident in his shot. That's his first field goal, but he's been scoring the ball.
Veteran guy, knows when you need a bucket, got it there. Good poise on offense by the Lions.
Ajayi for 3, knocks it down. Now that is not his specialty, at least this season. He's 5 for 28 from 3, so that's a bonus for this Gonzaga offense. They've hit 2 of 4 from long range. Johnston, Stone Carrawell keeps his feet, drives inside. Collision, no foul called. And Johnston goes to the floor. Nemhard gets it to Stromer. Well, physicality on the floor. No foul called. They play on. Nemhard feeding Huff, and the runner bounces off. Tipped, not there. Nemhard keeps it alive for Hickman. Runner, no. They've had some point-blank looks that haven't fallen. Merkviladze. Johnston. Bill, the ball moved really well against Oregon State. They're moving it. They're just not getting the shots to fall in this one.
Yeah, just got to trust your offense, and you're right, Trey. The ball's moving well.
Amy into Asanza. Hook shot, not there, but he's fouled, and that's going to go on Braden Huff. Asanza doesn't give you a lot with his offense, but he is a presence in there on both ends of the floor. This is a talented Gonzaga team that obviously has the bar set very high. They expect to win the West Coast Conference. They expect to make it a run in the NCAA and a likely Sweet 16. I mean, that has been a high bar that not many people have met. Still don't have that elusive national title, but what a job this guy has done year in and year out improving this program. Mark, for you.
Yeah, just certainly never rebuilding, just reloading with talent and the ability to form a cohesive bond and instill your culture. It's vital in today's day and age with the portal, of course.
Bill, that's Rick's first free throw make this season. He cans a couple of them. He's 2 for 8 this season. Of course, had the right thumb injury at the start of the year. Suffered that injury against Long Beach State in an exhibition, but really coming into his own and becoming a factor at that 5 spot.
Yeah, big upside for Asanza.
Nemhard rolling. Won't go on the short one there. Ike inside with the lay-in. Graham Ike, what a force he is. 24-8 in the loss against UCLA. Had 16-9 at Pepperdine in their victory. And he's played against some tough competition and has put up consistent numbers. Sansa hands it off to MJ Amy. Lamaj Lewis is going to check in at the next opportunity for the Lions, their defensive specialist. Shot clock down to 7 for Stone Carrawell. Johnston in some trouble, forces one up, short. EK the rebound, good defense from the Zags.
Yeah, it seems like it's been a while, Trey, since LMU has gotten a good, clean look.
EK, well, what a move there. As he goes reverse and lays it in against Asanza.
Yeah, he's a conundrum. So you've got to decide here, are you going to play him one-on-one, or are you going to start doubling him in the post? I'd expect to see some doubling in the post.
Yeah, he's second in the West Coast Conference in field goal percentage behind his teammate Huff. All-America candidate as we near the 9-minute mark here. 10-point Zags lead. Johnston has that 3 in the early going in this one. Shot clock's at 5 against EK here. Johnston for 15. Bounces off. Asanza got a piece of that one, and Amy has it. They'll reset things. Out front, Ajayi steps in front of Amy and dunks it home. Defense to offense. The Zags so stifling on the defensive end.
Yeah, so what happens here is Ajayi is in the passing lanes. It's deep in the shot clock. You have a mismatch. Ajayi's helping, and the anticipatory defender there. You're well served by a strong ball fake. Let the defense react.
As they move on throughout NCAA, guys.
Thanks, Nikki. Yeah, you know, those relationships never go away. The coach-player thing? Years and years later, it's a bond that will always be there.
Yeah, such an impact on and off the floor.
Here's Aaron McBride at the free throw line. Good pass to Lamaj Lewis, who's just checked in. So a couple guys off the bench connecting there. Little high-low game.
There you go. Lewis, he said, I got to win against the Zags 2 years ago up there. Let's get one tonight.
Ajayi driving, and he's fouled. They're going to get McBride here. Ajayi on the attack here. It's so physical at 6'7", 228.
Yeah, the physicality, Trey, the size, the positional size, strength, dexterity of Gonzaga's roster systemically. Also defensively, what we're seeing is a very impressive performance because they can switch everything, and they've got guys who can guard multiple positions.
When you look at him now, I mean, this has been an adjustment for him. You've got all the star power in Gonzaga. He was the guy at Pepperdine along with Porter. Now more of a, I wouldn't say a role player, but not the number one option for the Zags.
Well, I'm used to that hanging out with you. You know, you get all the attention. I'm just the role player here.
No, I'm the disher. You're the guy I'm looking for on the wing. I'm looking for the shooters. And Ajayi has played well here early, and it's a 12-point Zags lead with 8:20 to go first half.
Little 1-2-2 pressure here, Trey. Look, they're going to get aggressive here and try to trap it.
LMU has 5 turnovers. 6 points off turnovers for Gonzaga. Johnston, handoff from Porter. Little weave game here with Stone Carrawell. Lewis in the corner, Stone Carrawell against Ajayi. Pulls up from 18, got it. Good looking shot. It seems like every time he releases it, it's going down.
Yeah, absolutely. A professional scorer, Stone Carrawell.
Battle could have traveled there. No call there, and Ike is going to get fouled on the block. Stan Johnson hands on head, wanted the travel call. And we will take a break. The under 8 timeout. Gonzaga shooting 53%.
Keys in determining whether the Lions can rally against the Bulldogs tonight, guys.
Yeah, Nikki, they were plus 11 on the glass against Oregon State. A tremendous effort against a tall Oregon State team. And tonight they're losing the battle 14-8.
And you know, it hasn't been that deleterious because it's just 2-zip Gonzaga in second chance points. So you haven't really been hurt that much. The other factor is when you're shooting a low percentage, as LMU is, they're shooting 32%. There are going to be more rebounding opportunities, but certainly you must control your defensive board. UB Brown's cardinal rule of the NBA playoffs, it applies here tonight for the Lions.
Graham Ike leading all scorers with 12 now. Now Nembhard is off the floor, so Hickman's going to handle the point guard duties for Gonzaga. Let's see if LMU can take advantage here a little bit. Porter, baseline drive, short on that one. Got it where he wanted it, kind of an off-balance shot, short on the front iron.
Now, there's consistency here with the officials, so it's a physical game. Like anything else, officiating's like the weather. A little chilly, wear your sweater, wear your shorts when it's hot.
Stromer runner good, and it's a 14-point advantage. Dusty Stromer had 12 against Portland in their victory in conference play. As we near the 7-minute mark, Zags trying to pull away here. Important 7-minute stretch here for the home team. Johnston for three, got it. He's hit a couple of them. He shoots it at 33% at times. A streaky guy, his 33rd of the year.
Yeah. Now Gonzaga and Mark Few, they're very familiar with Johnston. Coaching staff lauding his progress throughout his career here at LMU. He's put up some big numbers against the Zags.
He had 33 against Gonzaga a year ago. Battle picked up by Lewis defensively. Here's Ike on the block. Tough matchup for McBride. Makes his move. Johnston comes to help on him. Won't go. Gregg battling for the loose ball. Scramble for it. And we've got a tie-up. Looked like McBride had the basketball, but they call the tie-up underneath the bucket. And LMU's going to go to the bench now. Merthaladze and Matar Job seeing his first action. Lewis and McBride go to the bench.
Yeah, you almost felt like McBride had picked up, just like Nikki reported, and Coach Johnson, one of those 50-50 balls, really 80-20. But the officials on the case.
Doug Sturdivant, Kirk Smith, Randall Anders are officials here tonight on the Bluff. LMU showing man-to-man and some zone here in the first half. Battle against Jope. Fall away, tough shot. Trying to shoot over the 6'10 big man. Here comes Johnston. The Aussie, and a foul called on the floor, and that will be the fourth team foul on Gonzaga.
Now, nice to see Chope getting an opportunity, 21 in the white jersey here. No surprise with Gonzaga's size that Chope is getting some minutes. Notice that last defensive possession trade, they did double down on Ike. We see here Johnston snaking his way, pull-up jumper. Looking good.
6 minutes to go here, trying to get this down to single digits. Off the Jope screen, Stone Carrawell. Jumper from 10. Misses the mark. Offensive rebound. Jope, and he's fouled. That's what he does best. He's athletic, has a big motor, and he can give them some good minutes at that spot.
And you talked about role players earlier, Trey. You see Stone Carrawell with the field goal attempt. But Jope hasn't been playing that much lately. He played a lot, even started earlier when Asanza was out with the hand injury. But again, know your role, stay in your role, star in your role, as Doug Collins says.
Johnston's got it, under 6 to go first half. Porter against Gregg. Into the corner, Johnston. Step through. Stone Carrawell for three. Off the mark. Had a good look at it. Good pass from Johnston to set him up. Hickman. Runner is short. Ike inside, and he cleans it up. And he has 14 to go with 5 rebounds.
Yeah, he has been an absolute conundrum attacking the offensive glass with avarice, Ike.
Tough break there for Johnston as that one rolls out, and Gonzaga has led by as many as 14, up 13 right now. Battle finishes, and they have their biggest lead. Caleb Battle, the Arkansas transfer, also spent time at Temple and Butler, and they're doing what they want on the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah, Battle is Greg Oden in a way because he only goes 6'9", but his presence, his length, he seems to be a lot bigger than 6'9" and plays all of it and more.
Yeah, that soft touch. He had 28 and 11 in that wild game against Kentucky. Their 1-point loss in overtime. It's been all Zags here, under 5 minutes to go. From Gersten Pavilion, Jan Vide against Battle. Goes inside to Merck Veladze, and he's fouled on the floor, and that'll be team foul number 6 on the Bulldogs.
Now, you love Coach Johnson's attitude coming into this game. You know, a lot of hype around Gonzaga, 19th in the country, and obviously tons of respect for the Zags. But he said, you know what? This is a big game because it's the next game. And regardless of who it is, you're going to be prepared.
How about that? Out of bounds play. Vide to Merck Veladze, left alone. Miscommunication there maybe on the Gonzaga side, and it's 35-22.
Yeah, right in front of your bench after shoot around, of course, that hurts.
Nembhard missing. Greg, the offensive rebound. Won't go. Porter, the board for the Lions. Gonzaga's shooting 52%, but they've missed a bunch of shots down in the painted area.
Chope is making an impact, Trey. He was big there on that last defensive possession.
Porter off the back iron on that three. Here comes Battle off the miss. Battle to the rim for 2. Boy, they are so tough off missed shots. You got to turn your head on a swivel.
Now, you got to stop Battle at the logo. You cannot allow him to go straight line drive virtually coast to coast.
Battle has 7 now. Jope hands it off for Porter, his 3. Back iron. And rebound for Emmanuel Innocenti, who's checked in, the Italian, seeing some time off the bench. Ike against Jope. Battle for 3. Got it. Battle has 10, and right now the Bulldogs are cooking. Their biggest lead is 18.
Battle is incendiary, Trey. 10 points, 4 or 5 shooting, 2 for 2 from downtown. The latest, that 3-point shot.
Asanza, Stone Carrawell, and Amy going to check in at the next break for LMU. Merck Veladze gets it to Porter, who has had a quiet half. 1 for 7 from the field for Javon. Double teamed. Innocenti's in there to tie him up. And the possession arrow will point LMU's way. 3:06 to go. Looking for another home victory. This is a team coming in that has won 6 straight, coming off a victory against Oregon State on Thursday, but they've run into a buzzsaw here, one of the top teams in the country.
Yeah, you look at it, EK in 12 minutes has 14.6 rebounds. EK, Battle, and Ajayi have combined for 33 of Gonzaga's 40 points.
Merck Veladze missing the 3. Asanza, the weak side rebound. And then throws it away. That's 6 turnovers now for LMU. And points in the paint have been the story all season long for Mark Few's team. Number 8 in the nation in that category, and Coach Johnson knew this would be a challenge in terms of limiting their fast break opportunities. And then the battle of the boards. They have lost that battle tonight. They're minus 10 against the Zags. Battle trying to feed Huff. That was deflected by Asanza. Battle keeps it alive. Battle's been so active here.
Yeah, he has been an absolute devastator for Gonzaga tonight.
And there's a lay-in for Ben Gregg. How about this stat? 70% field goal from inside the arc this season for Gregg. Pretty good numbers there.
Yeah, absolutely reliable.
Stone Carrawell. Quiet first half for him. Merck Veladze trying to feed Vide. And that was deflected by Gregg out of bounds.
Trey, EK, Battle, and Ajayi, 33 of the 42 on a combined 13 of 18 from the floor. So they have been extremely efficient offensively. That triumvirate in particular.
And remember, this is a team that came to Los Angeles and lost to UCLA 65-62. They have responded with back-to-back wins in WCC play. Amy missing on the three-pointer. Well, they are stone cold now from the outside. 2 for 11 for LMU. Ajayi inside with the dunk.
Yeah, so just the defensive breakdown there. And the Zags take advantage. And, of course, that UCLA game, Tracy said, into a dome, neutral site. Gonzaga has been so good on the road over the years, as you articulated so eloquently and urbanely earlier.
Well, the Bruins did a good job of muddying that one up and kind of played their type of game. It's been the Zags game here, and Vide is fouled by Huff, who thought he got all ball. Braden Huff's going to get the personal foul.
So for LMU, listen, you've got a ton of time here, and Vide's looking to make something happen, using the size advantage. Good help by Huff. Now he'll take it and get to the free throw line. So again, that's a good strategy. Can you get into this lead as Mark Few's getting into the officials a little bit? Can you eke your way back into it at the free throw line with the clock stopped?
Here comes Jope again, who's given him some good minutes in for Asanza. And they've needed Jope with what EK has done on the inside.
Yeah. No surprise with Jope getting minutes. And EK's production has been massive.
Vide gets 1 out of 2. Minute and a half to go first half. Lions jumped out to a 4-0 lead. It's been all Zags for the most part in the first half, and a foul on the floor here. That'd be the 15th foul on LMU.
So they got a few to give, and they extend three-quarter court pressure, 1-2-2, trying to slow the Zags down. We've seen basically almost exclusive man-to-man by both teams, some extended defense of a zone variety. And again, LMU seems to be, Trey, frequently deep into the shot clock and haven't gotten many easy looks.
Nembhard has 5 assists already at that point guard spot. In the paint here, scoops it, blocked by Joe. And it's into Amy's hands. They're off and running. Thought about the three. Instead, it's Vide on the baseline. Amy swings it for Merck Veladze. Good ball movement there, and the three-pointer. Merck knocks it home.
Yeah, that was a good look. Excellent offensive possession. Multiple touches. It results in an open jumper.
He has 7 now, his first triple of the evening. Final minute from Gersten Pavilion. Ajayi trying to back down against Amy. Turnaround shot, not there. Vide the rebound. Jan trying to get the controls here and set things up in the half court. Amy thought about the three. LMU shooting just 30% here in the first half. Gonzaga's D has been stifling, and the Zags have gotten a lot of opportunities near the rim.
High quality shot here, Trey, and transition defense.
Vide, mid-range game. That's his game, about 10 feet away. Final 10 seconds here for the Zags. They'll try to come up with something. Nembhard, all the way to the rim, lays it in. Goes past Stone Carawell, and that will bring this first half to a close. All Gonzaga, the number 19 team in the country, a 46-28 lead.
Yeah, so you got the high-quality shot, but then a straight-line drive with 2 seconds to spare by Nembhard. Tough half for LMU, trailing by 18 to the number 19 country in the country. Style of play that made you so successful, so trusted. Be aggressive here. It starts with the ball pressure, like Coach Romar said, defending the pick and roll much better. Get some easy looks off your defense. Get back in this thing.
EK with a monster first half, 14 and 6. And there's Battle picking up where he left off. He scores to open up this second half. Battle now with 12. And Battle with a steal and a foul on Merck Veladze. Boy, Battle, a guy that there's so many players you can talk about, but he's second in scoring. He brings the defense and the energy. He's also an excellent free throw shooter. 12 points and 4 boards per game.
Yeah, now Nembhard's brother plays for the Pacers. He reminds me a little bit of Benedict Mathurin with the
From
Pacers.
Arizona.
Yeah,
Yep.
Exactly. With the Pacers now, Trey, 99 in blue. Battle, he is absolutely feeling it, can absorb contact, score in all thirds. And he has been terrific tonight for the Zags.
Well, the pieces fit, don't they? Great chemistry for this squad. Battle missing on the three there. Asanza the rebound. LMU has had some games where they have had players put up huge numbers in terms of scoring the ball. Stone Carawell, Merck Veladze, and Porter. Johnston as well, but none of them been able to get on track in this one. Merck Veladze has 7 to lead the way. Johnston with 8 on the shot clock. Porter, skip pass in the corner. Stone Carawell, short, and it's tipped into Battle's hands. Here comes Nembhard. Number 7 in the NCAA in assist turnover ratio, the Zags point guard. Hickman for three. EK and Porter battling. It's going to LMU.
That's right. When you talk about Nimhard's prowess as a distributor, guys have got to make shots. You need talent around you to be in the upper echelon of assists.
You're not going to get the assists.
Right, very basic. So he's got that. And, he is really a sleek point guard.
There's a Lions turnover. Murphy throwing it away, and they appear to be really flustered here. An LMU team that, for the most part, has taken care of the basketball pretty well this season.
Yeah, they really have. So Mark Twain said the inability to forget is infinitely more devastating than the inability to remember. So now you got to forget and flush the first half and move on, learn from it, but you can't dwell on it. Just play your game. Get back to those defensive principles and your offensive style that's been so good.
Hickman blocked by Asanza. They'd love to see a lot more from him in that category this year. Here's Gregg for three. EK crashing the glass out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Zags. Boy, EK at 6'9 and 250. He is a wide body in there.
Yeah. So we see Hickman here with the floater and a great response by Asanza with the rejection.
Rick had 27 of those last year. That's just his 7th this year. And there off the inbound, there's the Zags bucket. Too easy right there, 50-28. Gonzaga points in the paint, huge advantage, 30-10 now. The foul called here on the Zags as Stan Johnson's going to bring three fresh players onto the court. MJ Amy, Matar Jope, and Jan Vide. Johnston, Merkvaladze, and Asanza leave.
Yeah, you can't underestimate how important the paint is. Tim Capstraw, the Brooklyn Nets radio analyst, he compares it to the battle at the line of scrimmage. I know we're on the cusp of the NFL playoffs, and the Zags have been so tough in the painted area, in and around it here tonight on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, if you want to get more specific, it's like 31 dive, 21 dive. They're just coming right at you between the tackles with their point play, as it will remain with LMU here with 11 on the shot clock. Okay. And they've consistently done that. They've always had that paint presence. I think what's interesting now is you got one of the top point guards in the country, one of the top big men in the country, and one of the top shooters in the country in Hickman. That triumvirate is really tough to deal with. Carrawell, that's a three that misses. Jope the rebound, and he's maybe looking for some future minutes with his play out there.
Yeah, absolutely, Trey. You touched on that earlier. He has been really good tonight.
And there's a foul on Jope on the other end, trying to work against EK.
Now notice, 27 on the shot clock, how quickly the Zags attack. Off the miss here, Jope is very aggressive, scores it. But again, they're running on made baskets are the Zags.
I asked Stan Johnson about that. I said, is it like the North Carolina break with the secondary break and often makes and misses? He says, it is. Absolutely like it. And there's a bucket for Nolan Hickman.
Now that's Hickman's first points of the night, Trey. And you're up big. He has been steady tonight, but other guys producing major offense.
Stone Carrawell from the corner. Boy, they needed that one. Can't get it to fall. Now 3 for 15 from three, the Lions. Nembhard into EK, turnaround, short, Porter the rebound. MJ Amy. Jope had it, Gregg saves it, here come the Zags. In total control here with Nembhard feeding. Good look inside EK, off the feed from Ben Gregg.
Yeah, Nembhard to Gregg to EK. Notice the cogitation by Nembhard reading the defense, and he had the hockey assist there, and Gregg gets the hit assist that shows up in the box score.
16 now for EK on 7 of 11 shooting, has 6 rebounds as well. Porter with 10 on the clock. Stone Carrawell wide open, hits the three. So they get their 4th three to fall, and Stone Carrawell now a 1,000-point career score. What a career for him.
Yeah, congratulations to him, terrific player.
His 4th school. Turnover here.
We know his dad got it done. Number 4 Duke winning at SMU today in a big way.
Let's credit the Blue Devils. Cooper Flagg had a double-double in that one, by the way. Give credit where credit is due. Here's Porter. putting the ball on the floor.
Yeah, nice acceleration. Gets to the free throw line. And Porter was so good against Oregon State, Trey. He just really fed off of the competition with Ratai. They guarded each other so much of the night. He was absolutely tremendous. And again, this is about growth. Coach Johnson told us postgame, his best basketball is in front of him.
Yep.
Tremendous ceiling to his game.
Still learning the game. Zajahi will come in along with Braden Huff. Javon Porter has been up and down this year. He's had some games where he's been unstoppable. He has struggled against a good Gonzaga team tonight.
Consistency. That's the bar. Consistency. Can you bring out the best in him? And also, Trey, now at this under 16 media timeout, Stan Johnson's going to say, listen, let's win the next 4 minutes. It's only a 20-point, 19-point game. This is oodles of time here.
And you got to think big picture as well. They've had such a feel-good feeling here on the home floor. Hickman missing. Porter had it and lost it. Knocked out of his hands. In the corner, Battles 3 is on the money. Getting to the loose balls, and they cash in.
Yes, and Battle has been incendiary tonight.
And he got a hand on that one, intended for Amy, and it will go to the Zags. Caleb Battle has been the aggressor. Zags looking good. Javon Porter having a tough night, but his family is here. His mom and dad, Michael Porter Sr., Lisa Porter. Michael played at the University of New Orleans. Lisa, his mom, played at Iowa. They made the trip from Columbia, Missouri to see their son play.
Yeah, absolutely. Tremendous family. So embedded in the hoops community. Of course, Michael Porter Jr., toiling, has won a championship with Michael Malone and the Denver Nuggets.
And they've really enjoyed watching Javon play, especially that 22-point, 13-board effort in the win against Oregon State on Thursday.
Yeah, he was terrific. Arguably his best night of the season the other night in the win at home over the Beavers.
Nembhard on the drive, lays it in. Nikki.
When I spoke with Caleb Stone Carrawell today and told him he was on the brink of reaching 1,000 career points, he kind of looked at me like that milestone he had no clue was on the horizon. And lo and behold, he just reached it here in this game. But you guys, Caleb has been at 4 schools throughout his career. He's in his 6th year playing collegiate basketball. And I asked him what he liked about Loyola Marymount. And he told me it's the passion and the culture that coaching staff has worked so hard to establish. He's really thrilled to be here. And guys, as far as his game, he's working on being aggressive at all times.
Yeah, at 13.7 points per game, second to only Porter in scoring this year. And his dad, he mentioned Chris at Duke. He's part of a big basketball family. There's a shot that goes down for Porter from the corner.
Great execution off the baseline, out of bounds play, offering a Nembhard staple, Trey, that one-handed runner by the provocateur of the Zags, Nembhard.
Here's Dusty Stromer, the Sherman Oaks kid, picked up by Johnston. Sansa checking Huff defensively. Hook shot, not there. Boy, he is such a tough guy to shoot over. Just his presence made it tough for Huff, who's a really good low-post scorer. Amy is fouled on the floor. Now, there's great tradition on the Gonzaga side. We've talked about that, you know, with all their conference titles, all their Sweet 16s, but Stan Johnson knows there's a tremendous coaching tradition here at LMU. The 50s, Pete Newell, Phil Wolpert, Paul Westhead, of course, the great team with Hank Gathers and Bo Kimball. We understand Westhead is here in attendance at this one.
Along with Jeff Fryer. Of course, we remember his prowess on that squad as well back in the day.
And there's a blocking foul called on Amy.
Now, that's great effort by Amy. And perhaps he was in the restricted area. Looks like he was way outside the restricted area. He was on the WCC logo, so the fans unhappy with that. But got to turn the page, and Battle will head to the free throw line.
We talked about, you know, Mark Few obviously is Gonzaga basketball with what he has done in his 26 years, 726 wins, but sneaky good, the coaching history here. We didn't even mention Rick Adelman, who went on to coach in the NBA and his time spent at LMU, but it's something that you can kind of harken back on and be proud of if you're a Lions fan.
Yeah, absolutely, Trey. And many markers around the campus and Gersten Pavilion. Of course, the statue of Hank Gathers, and around the building, the photos of Westhead, Kimball,
and they've the motto, raise the standard. Stan Johnson building something here, block by block. There's a Battle 3. Boy, Battle's just on fire. 19 now for Caleb Battle, the graduate from Hillside, New Jersey. I guess northern part of the state, I understand?
Yeah, absolutely. And he is representing Jersey well. He's got those points, Trey, 19 on 9 field goal attempts. Very efficient, 4 or 5 from downtown. He has been an absolute conundrum for the Lions tonight. There he is, 99 in blue.
Hickman's going to come back in, as Mark Few has played for the most part 9 tonight. Emmanuel Inachinti has seen some time as their 9th guy, but they're very comfortable with their rotation right now and playing very well here on the road. Here's Porter against Battle. He's fouled. He'll head to the free throw line.
Yeah, so Porter here on the inbounds. Now, he made the 3 on a previous baseline out-of-bounds play, so you see the dexterity in his game. And, Trey, you mentioned this earlier, that you're coaching not only for the moment, but also for the future as well. We see Porter here with the excellent footwork, and Battle is confounded by the foul call.
Now, you and I both talked about this. Coach Johnson said, look, he's still learning the game. We have seen his breakout performances shooting the basketball, driving the ball. He's threatened a couple triple-doubles this year. What needs to improve? Physicality, maybe? Getting a little bit stronger?
Yeah, definitely. And that'll come over time, Trey, right? That doesn't happen overnight. But I think the consistency, the energy, the focus, I think that will come. That'll be part of his development at St. Mary's next game.
Stromer missing on that shot. Ajayi got a hand on that one. It's out of bounds to LMU.
And I always feel like a special talent like Porter, when you see him thrive as he did against Oregon State, and immediately when Bridget Condon interviewed him post-game, he talked about his defense and how that provided the offense and the energy. And you love to hear that from arguably your most talented player. That's a very good sign on his maturity and his growth.
He's been a good passing big man, trying to find Stone Carrawell there, and Hickman got a hand on it. But, you know, at 6'11 and 235, you look at him and he looks like a power forward. He can play some 5, but the ultimate compliment was Russell Turner, the UC Irvine coach, saying that he's got the size of a center but the game of a shooting guard.
Yeah, he can absolutely stretch the floor.
Here he is against Huff. Baseline drive, count the bucket, and 1. And there's part of that on display right there, and a guy that they would love to lean on late in this conference season.
Yeah, and he's got Huff checking him here, goes 6'10". But immediately he recognizes there's no help, so I can go to work here, and you're going to have to stop me. And in this particular occasion, he was not stopped. So those are things that you love to see from Porter, because he just has great instincts getting to his spots. And like Tom Thibodeau, head coach of the New York Knicks, says, the game will teach you, will tell you what to do. And there, an excellent example. He got to the rack, old school three-point play.
12 points, 5 rebounds now for Javon Porter. It's been all Gonzaga here, though, looking for their 12th win. There's an air ball from Nemhard. He hasn't had to score. He's been a great facilitator for the Zags in this one. Porter, Euro. Nope, they're going to say travel. You know, do they give you that in the NBA, that little step through? That was a big step through, I guess.
Yeah, he's going to call his big brother tonight and say, Michael, how come
you got that in Denver? You got that in Denver. No, that's another turnover, though, and that's double-digit turnovers now for LMU. Zags are going to keep the basketball. This is a Gonzaga team, again, that I don't think is flustered by the fact they have 4 losses. They've all been close defeats, and Stan Johnson looking at these last 12 minutes as maybe a springboard to something for their next game, as you mentioned, at St. Mary's. Nemhard will stay with the Bulldogs.
Now there you see excellent rotation by Stone Carrawell. And Coach Romar told Nicky at halftime, better defense on the pick and roll. previous defensive possession, Stone Carrawell may have got a piece of the basketball, the air ball from Nimhart. So you're seeing better intensity here. And it's almost about, this is about the process, not necessarily the outcome at this juncture.
Zags almost turn it over. Stone Carrawell got a hand on it. 5 on the shot clock for Ajayi. Nemhard with 1 on the clock missing. Asanza the rebound, and they're going to call a foul here on LMU.
So Asanza as well, Trey, with tremendous growth. We'll get a look at it here.
Yeah, Johnston the push on Ajayi. That's who they get. Picks up his first personal. Porter's going to get a breather here at the 12:09 mark. Zags cruising, looking to go to 3-0 in West Coast Conference play. Hickman. And 3 seconds, the 3-second lane violation, a Gonzaga turnover. 11:57 to go. Mark, a couple of LMU icons in attendance. That's Jeff Fryer to the left in the black shirt. Paul Westhead, the head coach of the team that went to the Elite Eight in the 89-90 season. What a historic season that goes down in one of the great seasons in NCAA history.
Yeah, absolutely. Fryer went for 41 against Michigan. Of course, the tragic loss of Hank Gathers, the 30 for 30 documentary, Guru of Go, that covers Paul Westhead's incredible career, a Philly guy. Coached the Lakers to an NBA championship in the city of brotherly love in his hometown. Just an incredible coaching ride. And, of course, Coach Westhead, such a deep guy, such a philosopher, if you will, Trey, drawing on things outside of the game for his players. And what a special season, of course, that was.
Well, you think about the Showtime Lakers and how they got out on the fast break. How about LMU? What was it, 4 seconds and the ball was in the air? The way they ran their offense, and they still hold the record for most points scored in an NCAA Division I game during his tenure at LMU.
Trey, they beat Michigan 149 to 115 with Fryer putting up 41. You're right, just incredible, mind-boggling numbers.
Murthaladze adding to his total as 7 now as the Zags are in front. As we're near the 11-minute mark. Inside EK against Asanza. Boy, he has a complete game. He has 18 now on 8 of 12 shooting. And a left-handed big man.
Yeah. Svelte and sinewy, skilled EK.
Asanza trying to answer against EK. Little hook shot. Won't go, and EK the rebound. Let's check in with Nikki.
Well, Coach Johnson feeling really optimistic about the future of Asanza, who's made his second straight start tonight. You know, Asanza was only able to play a couple of games with the Lions last season, so he spent the summer getting stronger, getting more fundamental with his basketball skills. Even after suffering a setback with a hand injury earlier this season, missing the trip to Cancun, he's still showing up. Coach Johnson told me, I actually think he's really going to break out at some point. He's trending that way.
Yeah, last year the injuries and really was effective. 6 points, 4 boards per game, shot 62% from the field. And they're going to have to lean on him. This is a conference that has a lot of bigs.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing about this game, and Asanza is a little gingerly making his way to the backcourt here, but there are going to be so many teachable moments here as we see LMU extending 1-2-2 style. For Asanza, Trey, even in his positioning in guarding EK, so many teachable moments here.
Stromer for 3. Murthaladze the rebound. Gonzaga has not had to shoot a lot of threes. They're 5 of 11 in that category. And away from the ball, we've got a foul called here on the Bulldogs.
And Trey, we talked about that off camera. They haven't shot a lot of threes because they have not had to. They're 38-14 in the paint. They've had the ability to get high-quality looks for their best players in their best areas. And listen, one of the vulnerabilities of Gonzaga is they've been struggling from 3 coming into tonight. So they have not had to rely on that because they're getting such quality looks deep in the paint and in transition too, of course.
Yep, absolutely. You see Will Johnston's numbers from the free throw line. He has been a consistent free throw shooter throughout the course of his career. Cashes in on a couple there. Gonzaga after their 27th West Coast Conference title. 14 Sweet 16s, couple Final Fours, of course, the runner-up team in 2021. Stromer in the corner. Asanza the rebound. Asanza with his 5th board of the game.
Yeah, just the success of this program. Again, Trey, you run out of superlatives.
Stone Carrawell with the bucket. He has 9. I think the problem tonight, though, has been three-point shooting. 5 of 19 for LMU. They have some games where they have shot the roof off. Stromer missing on the 3 from the corner. Rebound Greg, but he stepped on the end line. It'll be LMU basketball. And Greg getting up slowly. Looks like he's okay.
Yeah, that's good that he is, Trey. I was a little concerned there. It looked like he went down awkwardly, but good news. Looks like he's shaking it off.
Bill, this conference is going to be tough. Week in, week out, as Jope will come back onto the floor. For Gonzaga, they get San Diego and then Washington State. Then they're at Oregon State. 2 pretty good teams, new entrants into the league. And for LMU, at St. Mary's and at Pepperdine next.
I always say it's like that bowl of ice cream. You got to take it one scoop at a time. If you eat it too quickly, you get a headache.
Johnston thought about the 3, stepped through, short. Jope the offensive rebound and put back. And that is one of the bright spots here, the minutes they've gotten from Matar Jope.
Yeah, he's been good tonight. He really has. And he's been playing limited minutes up until this evening. Played a lot early in the campaign, so that's a positive for the Lions.
From Senegal, was a top front court reserve at Nebraska for 1 year.
And even here, just one possession at a time. Again, like Coach Romar told Nicky at the half, match the physicality defensively, better on-ball defense, better pick-and-roll coverage. Can you turn over the Zags, get some easy looks?
That was Murphaladze's 2nd foul. Under 9 minutes to go. Good feed inside Ike, and he flushes it home. And credit Hickman with the delivery right on the money. Ike with 20 now. How do you slow him down?
Well, you could lock the gym.
Make sure he misses a team bus. Here's Porter for 3. There's an answer from Javon Porter.
Nice response by Porter. And yes, Trey, that again was another teachable moment. Too easy off the pressure with the Ike flush on the last offensive possession for the Zags.
Hickman trying to answer, and he does from the right wing. That's his specialty. 45% from beyond the arc, preseason All-West Coast Conference.
What a pure shooter Hickman is. He's like a walking shooting clinic.
It's a block by Greg. Nemhard to Hickman, same spot, and misses on that one. Murphaladze had it. Porter saves it to Merck. Here's Johnston for 3. Got it. That's a timeout now for LMU as Johnston.
For the Zags, Trey, to essentially dominate the paint. They've been able to do that, and also to get this game in the 80s. They're at 72 right now, but a nice run here by the Lions that caused Coach Few to take a timeout.
Porter fouls Greg. Porter picks up his 3rd. They've got the basketball here, leading by 17. Zags trying to win their 3rd straight. Nemhard inside, Ike. Triple team. Porter comes over, steps through, and gets the bucket anyway. And he now has 22, and he'll get a chance at a 3-point play.
Now, it's a microcosm of the night. It was Mouse in the house as Ike had Johnston on him on the switch. Then Porter comes over to help, as does Murphaladze, and still he converts here, and Ike has been absolutely tremendous for the Zags this evening.
You know, as a freshman at Wyoming, you touched on his play as a Cowboy. 11 points, 5 boards. He had an injury there. First team All-West Coast Conference last year. Honorable mention, AP All-American. Maybe even bigger things in store this year for the big man.
Yeah, we talked about his 28-11 performance in an overtime loss against Kentucky. second in the conference, averaging 16 per night, 57% from the floor, also second in the conference in field goal percentage.
Now Porter is fouled here. Javon has seemed to be a little bit more active here in the second half. Now he has 15 to go with 7 boards.
Yeah, so he's responded nicely.
And now LMU in the double bonus. That's the 10th team foul. It goes on Greg there.
And you love to see Porter aggressive, getting to the free throw line.
Sons is going to come back into the game. Jope will take a seat as they've rotated those bigs. They've needed them against this talented front court from Gonzaga. Gonzaga shooting 49%. They've out-rebounded the Lions by 8 in this one. And there's a 3 for EK, and he now has 25. And Nikki is with one of the LMU icons we talked about. Nikki?
An LMU legend in his own right, Jeff Fryer. Pleasure to have you in this gym. How good does it feel being back here?
It's great being back. I've seen a couple guys that I used to play with, Mark Armstrong and Chris Knight, and especially to be with Paul Westhead here tonight. It's great being back in Lions gym and see the guys play. You know, they dug themselves a bit of a hole, but hopefully they can chip away and come back a little bit.
Listen, when you wore this jersey, you had a magical run. And when you look at the program Stan Johnson is building, what do you see?
For Stan Johnson's team? Yeah, I mean, he does a great job, I think. You know, it's just Gonzaga, you know, they're at a different level, right? They have really good players. They have, you know, they have the experience, and Mark Few's been there a long time. It's tough to compete with them in this league, but, you know, they're doing their best, and they're starting to chip away a little bit at the lead, but they dug themselves a hole, and it's tough to come out of that. But I think Stan's doing a great job.
Okay, let's get a little positive and wax nostalgic here for a little bit. What were some of your favorite memories as a Lion?
Well, I was mentioning, you know, with Paul, we went to dinner tonight, and I'm talking about my freshman year. I got the starting job, and he pulled me out of the game after the first minute, and he came down the bench and said, "You know why I took you out, right?" And I said, "Bad defense." And he said, "No, you passed up a shot." And from that time on, we had the green light, all of us really, and that was the best part. I mean, just to Bo, Hank, myself, all of our players, we had the green light to play to our strengths and to shoot the ball at any time, and that was the best part of it, I think. And we just had some great teams, and with a great leader in Paul Westhead, and so it was a really great time in my life. So, yeah, super thankful.
Well, wonderful. I'm sure the fans and everyone here feels happy to hear from you and happy to see you here. So hopefully you're back at some more games in the future.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Nikki. And Jeff Fryer, part of that great team with Bo Kimball and, of course, Hank Gathers, the guy they named this house after, Hank's house. The Elite 8 run, the winner over Michigan. I'll never forget watching it. I might be dating myself, but back in college at the time, it was so, I don't know if spiritual is the right word, but when Bo Kimball would shoot free throws left-handed to honor Hank, what a run that was.
Yeah, so many magical moments. The tragedy, of course, and the team's decision to continue playing. Just amazing, Trey. They beat Alabama by 2 to get to UNLV in the regional final. And, it's funny that Jeff told that story about Coach Westhead taking him out because he passed up a shot. He's got FBA, the Fryer Basketball Academy. There's always a place on the court for a shooter.
Well, you would fit right in. You never passed up a shot back in your days playing college basketball.
Absolutely.
You would have fit right in there. Johnston now has 15. He is 4 for 4 from 3 in this one. Has played well in the second half for LMU and now leads them with 16 points as we approach 5 minutes to go in this one. And LMU building their own tradition now with Stan Johnson. Just running into a really tough opponent here in Gonzaga. And how about EK? 27 points now.
Yeah, if you do not rotate when the dribbler is double teamed on a pick and roll, EK, unabated, is going to cash in a major way, and he's done so tonight.
Johnston, step back, 3 on the way. Tipped out front, Battle's got it. Spins away from Merkviladze. Battle to the rim, lays it in. It's been the EK show, but Battle not far behind, has 23 now on 9 of 11 shooting. And a timeout. The Zags in front 85-60, 4:30 to go on the Bluff. Emhart has 10. Johnston leading the Lions with 16. Porter has 15. They've done most of their work in the second half. Johnston, by the way, 3 points away from 1,000 in his career. He's got it on the wing. Such an important piece to Stan Johnson's team as Stone Carrawell's in the paint now. Lost a handle on that one. Trying to post up Stromer. Battle on the attack. Battle to the rim for 2. And a foul and a free throw coming. Battle is like a bull in a china closet.
And he is just in absolute attack mode, Trey. You're right. And Gonzaga has come in as advertised. We knew transition defense was going to be prodigious tonight. And just when Battle has the ability to sniff it, he is going to capitalize.
EK, I think we've seen the last from him. He'll go to the bench with those 27 points as Huff is back out there. What an effort from the big in this one. 12 of 16 from the field.
Trey, 27 points, 9 boards in 24 minutes for EK. Very efficient production from the 6'9" product out of Colorado.
Now, they were the West Coast Conference favorites coming in, of course, challenged, I'm sure, this year by St. Mary's and San Francisco. Washington State have good teams.
Yeah, this game obviously will keep you humble. You've got to bring it every night in this league.
Santa Clara, they could have a say. Porter missing from 3.
And again, for LMU now, the question is going to become obviously tough night, and you've got to bounce in a major way up in Moraga against St. Mary's. This has got to be an anomaly, an aberration. You had won 6 straight coming into this game.
Here's Johnston coast to coast, finds the lane and lays it in. He's 1 point away now from 1,000 in his career.
Yeah, great take by Johnston.
Yeah, you're right. At St. Mary's, they knew this would be a tough stretch. They got a big win over Oregon State here, but at San Francisco, at Washington State losses, win over Oregon State, Gonzaga, then at St. Mary's. Things quiet down a little bit, though. No game is easy in the WCC, but they knew end of December, first part of January would be a tough stretch for them.
Yeah, as Coach Johnson said, the season continues to roll on, and the team has shown great resilience, Trey. Tough start, and they won 6 straight at home. We get another look here at Porter attacking. And, you know, when you went 0-2 on the first road trip of conference play, you bounced back against a very good Oregon State team that came in at 11-3 and arguably the best 40-minute performance of the season. And then you come back against a terrific Gonzaga team. They're 19th in the country. We know all about Mark Few and how well this program has done. But again, so now it's a test of character to bounce after this performance.
Battle will go to the bench. His last moments on the floor, finishes with 26 points, 10 of 12 from the field. I mean, how about EK and Battle combining for 22 field goals on 28 attempts?
Yeah, absolutely, Trey. That's an incredible percentage. They were able to finish in a major way here tonight.
Dynamic duo tonight for Gonzaga, about to improve to 12-4 and 3-0 in conference play. Hickman, Ajayi. This is Innocenti, the Italian, who was WAC all freshman and all defense at Charlton, a transfer, and they get a bucket there to extend the advantage. It's a team that averages 87 points per game. They're at 90 now. And Gonzaga about to empty their bench here on the road, and there's a double dribble on Jope. And LMU's going to bring in Jovan Ristic, the sophomore from Belgrade, Serbia, as well. Jun Suk-yo will come in along with Joe Few, the coach's son, to see some action here in the final 2 minutes.
Yeah, so from Gonzaga's perspective, they've got to be very pleased with this effort on the road, in conference, taking care of business. Game was tied 7-7, and it's been the Zags ever since that juncture.
Jahi missing, and Ristic has the rebound. Guy that has only seen 12 minutes total action this season for the Lions. Here's an LMU turnover. Jahi all the way to the cup, and that rolls home.
Yeah, just relentless pursuit of the goal on makes, misses, live ball turnovers.
And he's in double figures tonight. Jahi has 13 points in this one, of 5 of 8 shooting. And they can come at you in a lot of ways. This is a tough team to match up with. It's really hard to find a lot of negatives with this team. At times, they've been a little bit up and down in terms of shooting the basketball from distance.
Yeah, and they've got great positional size and versatility. They're very skilled. And not just offensively, Trey, their ability to switch on the defensive end. They've got guys that can guard multiple positions. That minimizes your rotations and your potential defensive breakdowns. And they've got, EK, who has been tremendous in the paint. And when they do shoot it well, they're especially devastating because they can stretch the floor and really test your defensive acumen.
They love their chemistry. Of course, 6 of their top 7 scorers back from that Sweet 16 team a year ago. 4 starters back, 10 returnees. Here's Stromer. Got it. Notre Dame prep kid. Not too far from where you live, just down the road. Sherman Oaks.
Yeah, terrific high school career, of course, there.
MJ Amy, the San Jose State transfer for the Lions. Scoop shot won't go. He's going to be fouled by Inochinti.
And, of course, Trey, when you think about so many NBA players from Gonzaga, Brandon Clark with the Grizzlies, who went against Sabonis last night in Sacramento. The Kings won that one. Zach Collins, Rui Hachimura playing locally. Holmgren, of course, with OKC. Nemhard's brother with Indiana, Olynyk. Strother, who looks really good for Denver, toiling with Michael Porter Jr., the brother, of course, of Javon Porter. Jalen Suggs. I mean, listen, this is one of the top programs in the country, of course, with players advancing to the next level and getting deep into the tournament on an annual basis.
Now, Mark Few about to get win number 727. Recently named first-time nominee for the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, and has to be pretty pleased with the effort here tonight. And anytime you go on the road, we've seen it, where you don't expect a heavyweight to get knocked off, but it can happen from time to time. You don't bring your A game, and they have brought their A game tonight.
Yeah, they really have. And sometimes it's lost that how difficult it is to win on the road. I mean, it's not easy at any level. You talk to guys and gals that are coaching at the collegiate level, NBA, WNBA, high school level. It's very difficult to win on the road. But this has been an extremely solid performance by Gonzaga here.
Jahi now with 15. Gonzaga's going to finish shooting over 50% from the floor. LMU just 38%. And they were not able to handle the Zags down low. Points in the paint, the big story here. Ristic. Oh, he had a chance at a bucket right there. Couldn't go. Amy's got it. And he sticks the jumper. MJ Amy, who has been on the uptick shooting the ball coming into this one, has 3 points tonight. So Gonzaga improves to 12-4, 3-0. They'll stay atop the West Coast Conference standings. LMU, their 6-game home winning streak comes to an end. They're 9-7 overall and 1-3 in conference play.
Yeah, so listen,